Hey Scorpio, this is your biggest issue that you will be facing in the year 2026. Hedonist inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates beauty in yourself. Shadow, I feel like I have to read this though, pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. So that's the polarity that you're working with. That's the biggest issue you're going to be facing. So let's get the tarot. You at the center with the Nine of Swords, a lot of anxiety, worry, focus on what you can fix, what needs to be fixed in your life. Okay. And then the biggest challenge is Two of Wands and the Ten of Wands reversed. One of the bigger challenges for you is just having the hope that there are opportunities still out there for you in the world. I think there's been a lot of inner work that is leading up to this year for you, and a lot of focus on the negative aspects of your life or in yourself that you'd like to correct or heal. Even doing like a dark night of the soul journey. And at this point now, the challenge is to turn around and look for what opportunities are out there, make plans for your future. And with that, with the Ten of Wands reversed, we're also seeing a need to let go of some burdens that aren't worth having. I've got the Seven of Cups reversed. Clarity on what burdens those are is at the center of this. It doesn't just mean responsibilities, although it can mean that. It can also mean, it's occurring to me that some of the mental habits are needlessly burdening yourself, being too hard on yourself. Um, the things that you think about, even. So, what led up to this? What's at the base of this? What, why is this here now? The Hierophant. Okay. Reached a new level of learning, new spiritual mastery. Queen of Cups also. You're tapped, a King of Cups. You're tapped in. And the Five of Wands. And, and the Moon at the base. Okay. So you've been through some shit. I mean, you're a Scorpio. Of course you've been through some shit. You're the tough one, the strong one, the one who's not afraid to go into those dark places. I find the issue with Scorpios tends to be, how do you come back out, and how do you do so, how do you give permission to yourself to come back out of it? Because I think some of the things that you find there are both so intriguing and spark your curiosity, which is how you ended up there in the first place sometimes. But also, I find there's an element of feeling like you're abandoning others who are in those dark places, and even your child self or your younger self or yourself that was hurting. It almost feels like a lie, and truth is very important to Scorpios. It feels a little bit like you're lying to yourself if you were to turn around and all of a sudden be very hopeful and positive for the future, or deny yourself that type of indulgence to think deeply about things that are hurtful, harmful, cause trauma and cause pain, not just to yourself, but to others. World reverse coming out there for that. Um, it's time you take your place in the world. And then let's go back to all of this here. You've grown so much. You've reached a new level of mastery. You have something here to teach with the Hierophant. It's both about spiritual awareness and your gifts and using them to divine what's really going on beneath the surface. And it's also about how to carry your own cup with the King of Cups to sustain yourself from within emotionally without needing others, without needing peak experiences, um, to come forward with a lot of self-love, and to share that with others and be a protector and guardian of emotions for others. And with the Five of Wands, it's saying that your voice needs to be heard in the greater circle. You have something unique and visionary to share, and now's the time. So that's what's leading up to this. That's why it's time you go into prison and then you break yourself out. That's the time. The breakout is here. That's from an I think it's remembered, but it's from an elephant song. What's the most recent thing to have happened? King of Swords reverse. Very harsh, cold criticism. Coming from whom? It's juggling. The Knight of Cups. Okay, so it's coming from yourself. You've been playing around with this idea now that you do have a lot of emotion to bring forward. We have almost all of the page court or the cups court cards here. You've really run the gamut of what it means to be an emotional water sign here. So there's this dynamic in King of Swords coming out first. That's a little bit older version of yourself that wants to be extremely analytical and very clear-sighted and cut right to the truth of the matter and wants to have good judgment as well. Over time, though, it seems to have turned toxic and malignant and metastasized to a point that now there's a need to forgive, forgive yourself, let go of some things that you can't change at this time, make peace. And you know that. So you're juggling that with this desire to move forward emotionally in a positive manner and to seek new emotional experiences that fulfill you. So that's where you're at. Okay. Okay. But why the hedonist? This indulgence. I mean, it's an indulgence in dark thoughts, right? So what are you thinking about? Page of Pentacles reversed. Nine of Pentacles reversed. Two of Swords. Okay. You're kind of at a stalemate, crossroads. Five of Cups, crossroads. Do we look to the positive or do we continue focusing on the negative? How much more can we perfect this? How much more is there to learn? With the Page of Pentacles reversed, there's not much. And I think that being on your mind, you kind of realize that is like, okay, there's not much more to learn. Yet with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, there is a feeling of like, I haven't mastered it yet. I'm not fully independent yet. I haven't reached my walled garden of beauty and security and sustenance from my own values and gifts. And so it's led you to a crossroads where the old patterns you now see aren't really, it's a diminishing returns, right? Yet, I think my voice, you're not ready to speak. um, Gosh, okay. You wonder if you've reached a level of mastery sufficient enough to start speaking on what you found, what your truths are, to come forward as the sage, as the wise one, as someone who has any right to speak on these matters. I can tell you right now with this, you absolutely fucking do. There's no question to me. This is no question. No question. There's no one more qualified than someone who's pulling the Hierophant. And with the Queen and King of Cups, you've mastered both positive ends of the masculine and the feminine, the receptive and listening and perceiving side of yourself, and the type that has something to share, to teach, to lead, to give. But you're at this crossroads because you don't believe it yourself. And there's still a mourning going on. There's still a focus on the negative in yourself for now. So what's most likely to happen as you face this big issue in 2026? Ace of Pentacles reversed. You'd be giving. Ace of Swords reversed. Okay, keep going. Sorry for the big sigh. We're gonna figure this out. I always want to see, the best case scenario for you, right? Okay, okay. So this is what happens if you get this reading and you change nothing. That's this scenario. This is the warning coming out a little early because I also asked that. If you give nothing of yourself, you'll reach some level of failure because you're still going to be stuck in this depression era of focusing on the negative, focusing on what you've lost, focusing on your traumas, and there will be nothing, or very little in the future to be celebrated and to make you feel at home and secure. The stability is lacking there. And the fear continues and the uncertainty continues, right? Okay, so then because we've been thrown that curveball, what does Scorpio really need to have the courage to do? Okay, what does Scorpio need to have the courage to do to change this? Okay, so Ace of Cups, okay, reversed. So we have the Nine of Wands, which talks about putting up your defenses. And I did get that on the cut as I was shuffling for you. You need to have stronger defenses against what? Two types of people, two types of energies, two people in particular. But I feel in the general reading nature of this, it's those who would like to claim authority over what you should and shouldn't think, what you should and shouldn't believe, and that's an unearned authority. You'll know this type of person by someone who's never been where you've been, who's never seen what you've seen, who hasn't experienced the depth of emotion that there exists in the world. They live by their ego. They'll die by their ego. You're not going to tell them shit. So if you think you can persuade them, forget about it. So when you see these types of speakers, people, content creators, I want to say especially, there's a defense that you need to mount in defense of yourself and your mental peace and well-being. And that's against the types that would tell you that you're not doing enough, that you're not enough, that the dark parts of yourself aren't valid, that you behave incorrectly, that you believe incorrectly, that you don't fit the mold of what they believe is normal or right. These are the false teachers, the false gurus, the people who think they know it all but really don't know shit. And that's something that you need to mount a defense against. So when you see someone that would be teaching you, it's important that you look right away. And I know your perception is very, very clear. It's time to turn it away from yourself and towards others. Period. Period. You've already done enough introspection for now. Growth and change is a running theme throughout any Scorpio energy person's life. I understand that deeply. I'm a Scorpio rising, Pluto rising. I get it. We will always be changing, but there are also phases and seasons of it. Now it is time to turn that perceptive eye towards others around you, because there's some charlatans out there that have been getting away with infiltrating your belief systems and what you choose to do. And in the time when you've been more focused on honing yourself. And so now the biggest issue for you in 2026 is to no longer let yourself indulge in letting others tell you who you are and what you should and shouldn't believe or do. And then we had the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This is anyone that would tell you that you're not worthy enough, that you don't have enough value, that you need to make more money, that what you do and what you're good at and who you are is not valuable. This is the looks maxers and the and the crypto bros and the moms that would say you need to be a doctor. This job as a bartender is never going to make you money. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you are a bartender, I am as well, and I bought a house, motherfucker. And my husband, as a Scorpio, also a bartender, we bought a motherfucking house. Don't let anyone tell you any longer what your value is or what your belief should be. That is the key to moving past this period in your life, because you do recognize that it's time, but you're just looking for what's the key to get out of this, because some of the things that you've been trying have stagnated you. And yeah, if that continues to go on, it's going to be more of the same. I think Scorpios, like any fixed sign, do run the risk of getting stuck. They don't have the benefit of some of the other signs, especially your cardinals and stuff that have that refreshment of impulsive energy that can snap things out of habit. You are allowed to dwell in places for a very long time, even lifetimes. But you also have the force of will to move yourself out of it. And there's a wonderful opportunity here on the table. I don't feel like this opportunity will go away. So if you don't feel like you're ready to do it today or tomorrow, it'll be there for you next week. But it can be a gradual process as well. I'm really looking at the lion here. I'm thinking Leo season could be a fantastic energy portal of, okay, what does that mean? I'm usually more grounded in that kind of language. Um, the astrology in the Leo season can supercharge you. I don't know what's going on there, but that's what's coming up. So if you're finding it difficult, you can expect to get a helping hand in Leo season to throwing up defenses towards these people and voices and ideologies that have been telling you you're not worthy, or that your beliefs are and your identity is damaged or mistaken or whatever, right? Fucked. They're fucked. And then we've got the Ace of Cups reversed here. So one last key from sources: release, release. It can be hard to have a good cry, but that can really do you wonders to readjust your body when you spend such a long time in a certain pattern of thought and feeling. Sometimes a good cry, even a cry that lasts a long time, can really help towards getting you towards your purpose and a revival. Because there's this oh yeah, Three of Swords and then the Judgment card coming up reversed with the Ace of Wands right behind it. You're in need of a revival. There's been a there's been a death here. Um that makes me very emotional. So it's time to mourn it. Your own death, death of someone close to you, the death of your former self, what pain you've suffered, and everything, whatever you've been holding back as a form of, strength to face these things and continue on with whatever immediate needs you might have going on in your life. Now's the time to let it all go and have a good cry in whatever way you're able to, privately. Three of Pentacles reversed privately is totally fine. And that'll unlock it for you. So what's the word of warning from source about this big issue that you're facing, Scorpio? Lovers, Magician reversed, the Devil. Yeah, I knew that was coming. And the Four of Cups reversed. If you are in a relationship, as I'm sure many of you are, Seven of Pentacles, waiting to see what they do, waiting to see what they say. Relationship, especially long-term relationship, is absolutely a very powerful theme for the Scorpio energy. That's eighth house. It's the house of marriage and long-term partnerships, very deeply and emotionally intertwined partnerships, right? If and this isn't just love relationships. This could also be talking about you see this repeated imagery here, the Lovers to the Devil. Okay. I'm not saying break up with your person, but I am saying that how does that there are ways that disempowers you because you're accepting things that aren't right for you. You're accepting mediocrity. And I don't just mean with the person. I mean, you're looking towards them, right? What are they doing? What do they expect? What are they growing? What are they working on? This is a warning for you that your journey and your path is independent of your person. I don't feel like there's anything here telling me that you need to worry about if you take a big risk or big leap in doing something that you're going to run your person off. But this is showing up here to say that you have a tendency to put the partnership first before your own self-actualization. That's it. That's why that pause is there. This is something that is really important. because it will repeat the cycle with the devil. It will chain you to their actions, their choices, their vision. I don't feel like that's something that they would want for you. They want your actualization as well, so that you can continue on the lover's path of being equal partners. If you accept mediocrity for yourself because you're seeing yourself through the lens of the partnership or through even the lens of your person, nobody benefits from that. And you need to know that. Whatever you choose to do, it's not going to be with their, it may not be even with their blessing, certainly not with their permission, it's not, that shouldn't even come into the conversation. There may not even need to be a conversation. This is a little tricky, but it's important that you start to build faith in what you've already built in relationship, and that what if your person has been trying to tell you, I think this would be good for you, I think you should do that, I think that this is really who you are, maybe there's some element of that that's just been trying to build you up out of a dark place, and that's wonderful. At this point, they've been doing their best, okay? But they don't really know, you need to show them, and they'd love for you to show them. And from this moment forward, anything that they tell you about them, about yourself, as good intentioned as it may be, need not apply. It's important that you forge that path yourself in your own self-actualization. You've done enough research on the matter of who you really are, what's important to you, how, the ways that you've been hurt, how that made you feel, even your gifts and your voice and what you have to offer to the world. You finally reached that level, which is beautiful. But the voice, right? That's the next part. And that voice is not going to come out if you are waiting for your partner to give you permission. Let's look at them. Page of Cups. They've been trying to build you up positively, emotionally. And this wouldn't be a complete reading without the whole family, the whole Cups family. They've really been trying to build you up. The Three of Cups. They just want to support you and get you out of this trap, okay? They see you scared, uncertain, afraid. They don't like this. They don't like this, and that's okay. Okay? But this is here for a very good reason. As well-intentioned as they may be, they don't know, and they won't know. They will never know until you speak on it, until you show them, until you actualize and take action towards yourself, towards your Nine of Pentacles independence. You need that independence desperately. The path is not known with the moon. The moon keeps coming up. This little lobster, your symbol, does not know how to tread the path towards enlightenment, towards growth, towards the mountains. The mountains in tarot represent the peak of achievement and building something of great value and great longevity and legacy. The path is unknown. It's hidden. There's these wolves and dogs yapping in the way. Like, they can't even, everyone's got an opinion. Everyone has their own thing that they're yapping about. But the lobster has to make this journey. And the way ahead isn't known. So what's the guiding light? What's the guiding light for Scorpio through this? The ways that you've been hurt have given you so much to be appreciative of. And it's time for balance. It's time to turn that hurt into healing. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so powerful. Oh shit. Here we go. Okay. This is too personal too. I can't. Okay. I can, motherfucker. I can. All right. We can. The way that you can transform the way that you've been hurt into something of great value is your greatest gift. It's a transformation from the Scorpio who dives deeply to see all the ways that things have hurt us, and the traumas and the generational traumas and the things that have separated us from our source and from ourselves, and how strong that you've become. Those are the things that are of true value. That power. There's an independence in it too, because no one else could go on this journey with you. And that's what's up to be transformed into gold. People who have never been through what you've been through, you may look at them and say it's so easy for them, and it is in a lot of ways. But there's no depth. There's nothing real. There's nothing lasting. And they stay on the surface of life. The things that reach people powerfully, that move them, that is what you have to offer. True art. I mean, the pragmatism of it all is tough. I understand that. You're not used to finding ways to monetize your gifts. What's the word of solace here for Scorpio? Page of Swords reversed. Queen of Swords. Chariot. All the ways that you hurt and harm yourself. All the ways that you spoke negatively to yourself about the world, to others. You were right. You were right on a lot of that. And now you have control over that aspect of yourself. Now you found a truth in that negative self-talk and in that negative worldview and in the pettiness, the darkness, the criticism, the coldness, and that whole swords journey. You're nearly at the end with the 9 here in the center of it all. And you've got just as many swords cards here as well. But the Queen, she knows her truth. She stands on business with that sword. This is how it is. Period. Period. This is how it is. And with the Chariot, you move forward. This is getting in the car and fucking driving. Taking the wheel. I think to some extent, you've become so strong that you're able to take the wheel in your own life now and trust that your vision is right. It has value. It's okay to give yourself permission to say things that these others would criticize you for. You're not following the status quo. Queen of Pentacles reversed. You know, you're not being a man enough. You're not being woman enough. You're not, falling in line with what I believe. Fuck that. You found your own truth, and it's time you take action on it, and you will. You will. Because we saw, as soon as you throw up your defenses towards what others would say, there is an aspect of your truth that's just bursting at the seams. And the last thing that has been holding you back is the opinions and judgments of others. People who have absolutely no right and no knowledge, no place whatsoever to be telling you about yourself, your life, or what is permissible and right and okay ways to act and believe and be. Okay. There's no more healing also to be had, I do want to say, that you can do at this time. No more healing needed. Other than the good cry, I don't see it. I saw star reverse. It's time to act on what you've built so far, on what you've healed so far. It's time. It's time. No more indulgences permitted. You know, are you going to reach a crash and burn moment? No. You can continue if you want. It's just going to be more of the same. It's up to you. What's the end result by the end of this big issue for Scorpio in 2026 that they attend to? Throwing up those defenses. Four Swords. Five of Pentacles. Justice reversed. Okay. So the story is this. You're coming out from the cold with the Five of Pentacles here in the center. But it's important to know that if you were seeking your comeuppance, justice reversed here. It doesn't work like that. And I know that's a tough one for Scorpios, and if you got Libra placements as well, it's even more difficult. You want to see justice. And I'm here to tell you there's some people that are in the world that are just here to create difficult circumstances for growth for others, and they will never see justice in this lifetime. Karma is real. They'll have to come back and get theirs. But that seems to be, from everything that I have studied and experienced over my 12 years doing tarot and learning about these matters, is that some people are simply here just to make it hard on others, to provide challenges for growth. And you have grown so much. I think there's something in that to appreciate them. Appreciate them. This is good. Okay, this is... hang out with me here for a second. If you appreciate the ones that have hurt you, that doesn't give them permission to come back and hurt you again. Obviously, you keep your boundaries up, but you appreciate them for what they have taught you about yourself, how strong you can be, what you're really made of, that your values hold strong even through the most terrible of circumstances, that you remain hopeful even in the darkest of times. Would you have learned any of those things about yourself if it wasn't for them causing those circumstances? No, you would have stayed on the surface of life like all these others, right? There's something you can be grateful for to them. And they incurred great karma. I'm very focusing on the devil here. They incurred a great deal of karma in bringing that to you. And even though they're not going to get their justice in this lifetime, they will in future ones. And if you believe that, if any of that feels any kind of way to you, forgiveness is right at the doorstep, and forgiveness is the temperance. Forgiveness turns that water into wine, that pain and sorrow into pleasure, joy, and fulfillment. Yeah, but you're coming back into the fold here. When you've been rested enough, when you've healed enough, when you've found your chi, I want to say your center and your source. I'm really focusing on this guy praying here on knees. That there's a higher light outside of the world, okay? Not your person. Okay? My person is a Scorpio. I know how this goes. They can't be the be all end all, as much as they do support you and do love you and can do some. They can't do it all. You need to look outside yourself to a source. The source. Pass on loved ones, angels, guides, deity of your choosing that feels right to you. Skip the aliens. That's my own personal advice. Do what you will, of course, but skip that. But yeah, you need to be looking to your source for that regeneration, renewal, and guidance. You have guides on the other side that really have tailor-made information for you. If you're not used to tapping into that, now's the time. Take a risk. Take a risk on it. There's people on the other side that want to love you, can guide you, can help you. Okay. Clarifying life situations for Scorpio. Fresh ideas. Stay open-minded, inviting new perspectives to enrich your journey and spark creative solutions. Period. This is a big renewal path for you. All of these planets just changed. All these planets just changed. Out of water and earth signs into fire and air signs. It's a major time of change for us all. If you haven't been following the astrology, let it be known. There's a reason why so much upheaval is going on in the world, and it's to be celebrated. I know it's not all good. I know it's not all towards world peace or healing and love for everyone, but change is always to be celebrated. I know I can say that to y'all, and you can understand it. The Lamb. Card number 23. Gorgeous number. The spirit of innocence. Be the light bearer. Connect with your inner child. Feel spontaneous, experiencing joy. The spirit of the Lamb is a call to reconnect with your inner child. If the world around you has been feeling dark, you can be the light bearer. When you heal the inner child, you allow yourself to shine and also expand that energy into the people you love. Take a break from your busy life and allow time to be silly and childish. Come out from the cold, come out from the injury. Take a break. Play, be wild, and laugh wholeheartedly. Remember your favorite game when you were a child, or how you climbed trees, counted stars, or laid on the grass and looked for shapes in the clouds. Keep that energy of joy alive. Don't let your spirit become dry and gray. And we saw that with Judgment reversed. People on that card. Reconnect with the feeling of bliss by seeing the world through the eyes of your inner child. Innocence belongs to a sacred and fragile place in your heart, and you must protect it. That inner father-mother dynamic. You're not following my lead and doing as I say. You're not providing enough. That's dead and gone. That's absolutely got to be dead and gone now. Because your fragile heart is worth protecting. Your innocence, your joyful side, the side that your person sees in you that wants to come out and be seen again. Okay, here we go. Fucking waterworks. Yes, that's what you've got to protect. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a moment after this one. It's been so deeply emotional. Stop ruminating over what you did or didn't do. Let it go. Now's the time. There's no more knowledge to be gained from ruminating over the past. It's done. It really is. You're not abandoning anyone or anything or yourself or guilt, shame, XYZ. It's time to let it go. You've done enough. You've done more than anyone. You've got to call it. Speak up and speak out. Let your voice be heard loud and clear. Holy shit, I love tarot. Okay. I hope you like that. If you want more, I've got rising sign readings. I've got love sign readings, Venus sign readings. Go check them out. Please like and subscribe if you made it this far. Thank you so, so much. Take good care of yourself. I know you've got this. You've got so much of value to bring to the table. We're just waiting to see you smile. Take care of yourself. I love you. Bye.